Welcome to this week's episode of SubPar Automotive. We're about 1.5 weeks away from our race at Winton. We're getting the car ready, see how we go.
This episode is going to be split into two parts because there was too much arguing to fit into just one episode. So this ends on a little bit of a cliffhanger, and you'll have to tune in 2 weeks' time to find out how it all resolves. So enjoy the episode, and we'll see you in the outro.
So, remote mount oil filter, we decided to locate it in the engine bay based not on where the engine was or the cooler or the lines, but instead where these two factory bolt holes were. And so just folded up a bit of aluminium and bolted it on. And I'll paint it black so it looks like we got it from Aeroflow.
Well, I think going for the tidy option over the functional one was clever. And if you don't look at any of that, it looks real schmick and it's done a nice job.
Mate, this bloke has no camera sense.
Shocking.
Hey Kit, do you want to tell the ladies and gentlemen why we are sad?
Well, so we're all ready to we obviously run a 2S sump on it because rear-wheel drive.
2S sump,
Yeah.
3S engine.
And the reason we're running a different 2S sump is because the current one has a big ding right on the drain plug, which means that it can never really seal that well. So we've got another 2S sump, but of course we've gone to the effort of painting it and cleaning everything super well and then RTVing it. And as I'm going to bolt it on, there's bloody 2 extra holes that aren't on the other side.
So these holes line up with you'll notice the lack of studs there. So that just leaves an open passage for oil to come from our sump onto the ground, which is not good, is it, Kit?
No.
So that is why we are sad, ladies and gentlemen.
So we're literally just going to weld these up because this just goes straight into the bottom of the sump. There's nothing here on the other one that bolts it onto. So just with these 2 bolts, we're still going to get the right sealing force and all that. So it still shouldn't leak because the other sump literally has nothing there. So of course Toyota just love messing us around like that. Why wouldn't it have 2 extra holes, you know?
What happened?
See, it's just a tiny little block.
Oh yeah, just a hole in the block.
It's literally the only blind hole. But if you look on that one.
It was blind, but now it sees.
No, but if you look at this one.
Amazing Grace.
But, yeah.
That's the sump.
Is it?
That's the hymn.
I don't know hymns.
It's open source, so we can open source. It's
Open
royalty free, so we
royalty-free.
can
So
play the whole.
it's this hole, right? So that is blind there, but to get to this side, it's like half an inch of. You agree it's fine? Like, what if?
Did you shine a light in the hole it made and?
Well, where would it's in that rib? What do you think's there?
True. I think it's okay.
If we need,
Right, so it's Saturday morning. We're 1 week out. I'm all by myself, just finishing the car by myself, like normal. All the other boys now, they're just getting ready to board their helicopters to get to Winton, making sure there's enough caviar and there's girls with leaves to fan them when they get there. So I'm just here finishing the car and then I'll drive it up there for them. So basically, engine is almost ready to go in, got the Dizzy on, got most of the accessories now, so just some finishing touches now, maybe chuck the thermostat in, spark plugs, leads, and then maybe chuck the exhauster intake on, might do that on the car. We'll probably put the fuel rail on. Then basically give the engine bay a real good clean because it's super oily from when we blew the head, and we want it to be sparkly clean so we can see if our new engine is leaking anything. It'd be hard to tell at the moment. So once I've done with the engine, we'll take the car out, give the engine bay a good clean, and then basically ready to chuck this bad boy in and hopefully see if we can get it maybe started today. finally time to get the engine off the stand, on the hoist, chuck the clutch on, the flywheel, spigot bearing this time, and
For the first time ever.
for the first time ever, and plop her right in here. You might have remembered me saying we realised we weren't running a spigot bearing in the end of the crank, but some cars do that and some run it in the flywheel, which we have, which we forgot about, and we actually did replace this last time.
A lot of royal wees going on.
And after I've already put the spigot in the crank, which is fine because the flywheel can just go over the top of it. So
Yeah, we don't have any bread.
I can pull, yeah, we got no bread together. I can pull it out, but I think I'm just gonna leave it in there if we're all happy with that. It can't go anywhere.
That sounds like one of
You
them.
know when it goes, I know ya, I know ya, yeah, yeah. You know that's the bit in that song?
I think I know that bit.
That's Avril Lavigne. From her song, something, where she goes, I know ya, I know ya, Have you not?
That something's my favourite Avril Lavigne song.
Have you ever
Felt like this.
like strange things happen?
I know the twist ride. I know it. I don't think I ever watched it. What was that show, that kid show in space that had an absolute f***ing EDM banger as the opening title?
Dickheads!
What? I don't know what it's called. Kid, mate,
Gavin! Oh, I reckon that, shut up, this needs to go down a bit.
No, it didn't move.
No, this, you cockhole. Is that down a bit?
What down a
The
bit?
gearbox, you're looking at it!
That looks way too far down in my opinion.
I
think it needs a bit more up.
You tell me.
Can you take this seriously, please?
I can't, you're not saying anything!
Kid, it's way too low. You're not listening to Nick.
That's serious business!
Kid, go hard.
Let's just see if we get it.
Kid, that's far too
Cut
low.
the f up,
No,
Nick.
for serious, that's too low.
That is too low.
I don't think it is. Where's the bottom of it? It's below the steering rack. Yeah, nothing hits that, you cockhole. Can you put it down?
named after the birds. Kid.
You're a bird. Gav, what's that on?
Let's sway one.
No, the paint.
It has to, kid.
Yeah, I don't know if you've been here any of the other times these motors have come in or out kit, but they always go ka-chunk
Wait,
over the
just
sway
let
bar.
us put
You're
some,
also driving this. You're looking at it. I'm twisting it on.
Wait, Cam, let me put this on.
Twist your dick!
Grab dick and twist it!
Yo, dick twist!
The old dick twist!
I'm just saying that you just need to communicate.
Can you jack it up a stitch?
What we have here is failure to twist a dick. Are you using the f***ing welding apron?
Why is it gonna hurt it? It's not welding.
Yeah, it can handle welding.
Let's put it in while it's gone.
A little bit more angle on the dangle would probably help.
Kid, put your fingers under it.
Get it down, please.
Cool. We're like on the gearbox, pretty much.
Yeah, we're in.
Yeah. Look at the f***ing room, eh?
Yeah, now the front of the car's on.
Alright, where'd that bolt go?
Let me get a bell housing bolt in. Guys, this was, I think, the easiest time this has ever. Like, that bolt in.
With teamwork, anything is possible.
Gav,
Just getting up, Jesus Christ. I'm trying to do a bit to camera about how good of a team we are. Kid, I'm telling you, it's bottomed out.
yeah, but I'm almost certain it's for those top holes.
Ground to be straight.
Wait, let me stick a big pin in there. Yeah, you're right. It's the bottom one. Sorry. But having the transmission so out of the firewall is a lot easier too. Like,
Yeah.
because normally it's like buried and you can't actually get to the top.
I'm going to cut the firewall out of all my cars.
I think in the song he's actually doing it on drums. I will not bury another boat's wine.
The midshipman.
Yeah, you would have just gone bang!
No, you got that the wrong way around. We're pretending to be better than we are.
Crankshaft pulley to crankshaft bolt. Oh, right. 108.
Where are we up to, Kit?
We're up to torquing the big boy bolt. The engine is in pretty much. We're just hashing out some little other bits and pieces, but basically making some beautiful progress here. Look how sweet, sick, hot boy vibes that looks.
Nick, you happy with the sweet, sick hot boy vibes?
The sweet, sick hot boy vibes are on point.
Gav,
Sweet, sick, hot boy vibes.
engine's in. Gotta add accessories like connecting the exhaust and
like a watch.
the intake manifold.
Accessories like the starter motor.
And tomorrow morning, we should be firing up.
So, as you probably have seen already, when I was doing the CAD for this and putting these O-ring grooves in, I made 3 of them the right size, and just for a bit of fun, made this one smaller. And so now we've decided that we've had enough fun and we want to put a proper O-ring in there. And so I need to embiggen it. And so I've marked out how big it needs to be, and I'm going to see how I go just with a razor blade.
This is
And
sorry to interrupt. That was gorgeous.
thanks, Kit.
You
So I'm
made
just-
a nice bracket.
Yeah. Now look, I'm glowing. Yes, I'm just going to hack away at it with this razor blade. Hopefully do a neat enough job.
How you going, buddy?
So still making incredibly slow progress, but I haven't ruined it yet. Sorry. I haven't messed it up yet. Sorry, Mum. Hi guys, welcome to Gavin's intake corner. This is an intake, this is an engine, bada bing, O-rings, bada bing.
Yeah, so do you want to just quickly explain what we've done different this time? I know you've probably done it, but...
Alright, what we've done different is this is now strong enough that it won't disintegrate. It's made out of a material that's higher temperature, so that shouldn't disintegrate. And we've got O-rings because most polymer intake manifolds use O-rings, not gaskets, so we copy them pretty shamelessly. And they also shouldn't disintegrate. And that goes on like that.
And it's going to stay this clean forever.
Yeah, white was an interesting choice, but we'll probably paint it with grease and oil off our hands. That goes on like that. I think I might have to file these holes to be installed. Alrighty, so I'm back here again, finishing up the car while Cam, Kit and Nick take a, let's call it well-earned break. Our new 3D printed intake manifold's in, it's bolted up. The O-rings look like they're sealing, so when we run it later, we'll spray some starter fluid around the flange and just see if it picks up revs and indicates a vacuum leak. It looks a bit dirty, which is unfortunate. I guess that's the problem with white, but it is higher temperature. We'll probably paint it at a later date, but at least now this way it's obvious to anyone that looks that it's 3D printed, and so hopefully we get way more compliments.
Alright, so we got most of the front of the car on now, so just now making up all the lines for the oil cooler and stuff, just making sure that's all that routing works well. So that's where the oil cooler is mounting, and then the lines going to the filter housing and back into the engine. So just making up all those lines now. Alright, so we had to slightly lean forwards the oil cooler, which Cam has just made a wee little bracket for. just to give us enough, it's a bit dark in there, just to give us enough room for the lines to go to the remote resi. So we got the remote filter housing there, and then the lines running to the takeoff plate on the block, which is a bit hard to see. But so this is how the front end is basically going to look. It's still a bit of a mess with the wiring and everything, but radiator in, oil cooler in, so it's just going to be on a little slope, nothing crazy. Got now the fuel rail in, had to shave down the intake a little bit for the injectors, but that's just the nature of the situation when you're doing stupid custom stuff that's not meant to work. But apart from that, it's going pretty groovy, looking pretty good.
Just need the gauges all wired in so we know what's going on with the motor, and then we can probably almost start it, right? Cool.
We are not making the mistake of not trusting our temp gauges again. Just got off the phone with the boys' managers. Apparently they're all nice and relaxed, all feeling very prepared, ready to go. So I'm here doing stuff and basically just waiting for our electrical engineer to come in to hook up all the gauges and finish all that shit so we can get the engine started. The only thing that needs to go on the throttle body and intake, but I'm just can't be bothered at the moment. So, but other than that, the engine's basically ready to get started and semi-run in. So I'm just gonna hang the guards on now and get a bit of the front end on, just a bit, just to get the car looking a bit more finished, and then yeah, hopefully get the car started tonight. Just be like on.
So that's the little bracket that supports our intake. On the previous intake it was a bit of rod and it was a bit yuck. So this is just out of like
Fence steel.
what's it called? Why can I not?
RH or something?
Why can't I think of what it's called when it's
Galvanized?
like an angle? It's a little angle section, but I had to fold this bit back. I'm talking.
I thought you were going to show where it goes.
No. So I had to fold this bit back, but then it got all wobbly, so I just welded this tiny little gusset on. I'm trying to grind it down and make it look tidy. But I think it's the most successful welding I've done on something this thin and little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see a droplet forming.
Yeah, but that, where the drop falling doesn't mean that's where it's leaking from. Can you let me have a look?
What, can you not see?
Not from up here. You need to be on the thing underneath. You need to roll out, and I need to hop on.
Maybe it's not. It's very hard to tell.
Wow. Would you please hop out so I can have a look?
Well, there's no water there currently.
That's not what I asked.
How is that much weld not holding static pressure?
Kit, what evidence of a leak is there if there's not water there currently?
Well, I wiped some away on my hand. And it's wet.
Would you like to hold this for a second? You can point it at me if you like.
Come on, I missed all of this. I'm sorry. Now,
Can Gav have a look?
Yes.
This is the bit, right?
yeah.
It's not very wet for a leaky thing.
There might have just been a drop on it from somewhere, but...
Well, is any water currently coming out?
I can't see any water coming out. I don't think it's leaking at all.
Okay. What are you tightening?
Intake bolts. What are you tightening?
Wait, POV, you're a loose intake bolt.
Hey, go. Guys, I'm about to make heaps of noise.
What are you doing?
Using a rattle gun to put this cover in.
Nick, what's happening in the yaw sphere?
I got a dash, and I'm waiting to turn the key to fire her up.
You said you done preparation for start yet?
Yeah.
It's really annoying to me that Kit is becoming pretty funny.
I got that on video.
Everyone else's good humour and wit is rubbing off on him.
Yeah, it's like, you're not like this off camera, which...
POV, you're a cam doing up an intake bolt.
Oh god.
What are you doing? I'm new here. It's my first day.
I'm really excited to see this.
Oh, I've got a good shot.
I'm gonna see what we go.
Wait! Everyone shut the Everyone calm the Wait.
Hand is Paul viewer GoPro.
Sorry, let's all pretend like we're seeing the gauges for the first time. Nick, turn...
Nick, can you turn the
Nick!
gauge?
Wait, no, everyone at the same time. Nick, turn that
No,
key!
no.
Okay.
That's not funny.
Keep doing it. That is though.
Play that bitch.
I'm waiting for a countdown.
Turn that key,
Come
Nick.
on, go. Oh my goodness.
Oh, bzzoopoo!
Oh, should we go yellow?
Oh, I
They
think...
can all go yellow.
Yo, baby! Oh! No. Yeah, oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's hot. That's spicy meatball. But
What's he doing?
grab his dick and twist it!
No dick twist.
Just read the instructions. What is wrong with you? Just read what it says. We wanted to.
All right, guys.
Just put it.
Explain how your brother almost killed you just then, Cam.
Wait, it was
Oh,
not.
he has no finesse. It was his lack of finesse that almost did me.
Gavin.
in. Oh, it's because you used the wrong jack, you dip.
Gav, can you help? That was dumb. Sorry.
That's okay.
Let's pull it back on the wood.
We all are dumb. Are we ready to fire up?
Well, I'm just waiting to see if Nick wants to fix. We don't need fuel level, do we?
I reckon we can probably start and idle the car and put up with the risk of it maybe running out of fuel.
Oh, we don't want to get it up to full operating temp until we've got these new hoses because this is kind of resting on the exhaust. So.
I think it's fine because if it is an issue, we'll be here.
It's not actually resting on the exhaust, it's resting on 2 levels of heat shield and then another heat shield.
3 levels of heat shield, you could say.
For the viewer at home, we're just building up oil pressure. This isn't a failure.
No, we're not.
No, I don't know if that's got enough pressure to be. I don't know if it's got enough juice. I don't think that's.
What we were trying to do was get pressure through the whole system before we start the car.
I mean, actually, it probably just takes a ton of. Do we have another battery we can?
Your car's got a battery.
Because it's like, well, how much pressure do we want from that? About.
More than 0.
Actually, let's all separately look at this diagram and see if it's all plumbed right. Yeah, that's all right. We're running out of battery.
So sit rep, no oil pressure, battery's dead,
I think it's going to
panic
take
stations.
some decent training.
Cut.
Bag it down. Like stuff hasn't really gone that wrong. Really.
You all that one? Ready?
Did you remember to put that little rotor in the oil pump kit? That thing.
Can you stop?
We should have tried to do this last week. I'm so sad. Yeah.
I'm just thinking there won't be that much,
Shit.
because it has to go through the Oh no, the thermostat stops it.
Oh, getting back, right?
The thermostat stops it.
Yeah, so it should be.
Is this recording? It is. God damn it, got me doing that.
That wasn't me being goofy, that was an impersonation of Gavin. But nothing's not smart. I see very little harm in slightly overfilling it right now.
Well, okay, so if it's 4.7 with the filter change, it'll be 5 in a dry engine. So it's probably 6.
Yeah.
Oh no, Kit. I didn't use a funnel.
If you are still recording, we've now put like another 1300 ml of oil in. I'm about to get run over, so I'm going to get out of the way. Hopefully we get oil pressure.
Why do you check if it's...
Still no oil pressure. We've got 2 gauge clusters plugged in. The oil light staying on the Camry dash, and our new oil pressure gauge isn't showing any oil pressure, so my theory that Nick just hasn't wired it correctly probably doesn't hold any oil. Does anyone else want to add anything / have any ideas?
I think we should pull something off.
I think we should pull the top hose off the cooler. Like, why not? Don't just loop the kit.
Take it off.
Take it off.
But it's going to squirt out of that, not the hose, so you can't...
The smart money says no oil's going to come out anyway, so...
Don't say that. Betting against us.
Could you just go?
Just because it's smart doesn't mean it's right.
Could you get a little bucket?
Do you want to put something underneath it?
What, like what?
Like a fucking thing to catch the oil.
I wasn't going to hit you, I was going to point at the thing to catch the oil. Kit got oil on it.
It's reciprocal.
I reckon Cam's loosened that a fair bit.
Yeah, thanks Nick.
How's that?
That was bold.
So you're going to have to tune in next time to see if Kit put the oil pump rotor in, or the oil pickup in, or one of the other important parts of the oil system. Yeah, we're pretty much blaming Kit.
If you're liking our stuff so far, please consider liking and subscribing to our YouTube channel and share with your friends and your grandmas. And then also the other thing is...
We're very popular with the grandmas.
Yeah, the racing category that we race Sunny in has a strong focus on raising money for charity as well. Their charity of choice is Rare Cancers Australia. So if you have some spare cash and want to give us the credit for your good nature, please head on over to their website. The link will be in our description. The race in real time that we're doing next is M24, their 24-hour race at Malala. So there'll be a drop down and you can select what team you're donating on behalf of and the race for. So please consider doing that if you're a nice dude.
Or a nice dudette.
Or a nice dudette. We also...
Gee, how good were the 90s?
So thanks for watching. Stay tuned in a couple of weeks for part 2 of the push to Winton, where things get even more stressful than they were in this episode, and issues get resolved, new issues get discovered, friendships are broken.
Friendships are made and broken.
Friendships are broken, 0 friendships made. It's
a net loss on the friendships.
Yeah, it's business as usual in the SubPar shed. So cheers.
Can you edit out the...
Yes.
Yeah.